want you to turn with me to one scripture that is St. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 6. St. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 6. Right? Some of you all don't bring your traditional Bible. You're probably already there on your iPad and iPhone. If you have it, say amen. Amen. The word of the Lord reads, "Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." I'm going to repeat this scripture after me this time. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. I want to talk to you from the subject today, an appetite for God. Come on, help me say an appetite for God. Now, the word appetite is defined as a natural desire to satisfy a bodily need, especially for food. It is also defined as a strong desire or liking for something. When I think of the word appetite, I think about a hunger, a craving, a longing, maybe a thirst. How about the word passion? And then here's a word that really sums up desire and even enthusiasm. Jesus said in our text that you are blessed when you hunger and thirst after righteousness. Now, the word righteousness is the condition that is acceptable unto God. So when you have a desire, passion, enthusiasm, thirst, and hunger, amen, you are blessed. And that is when you have those things after righteousness, which means it would be after God. Jesus said you're blessed. Somebody say amen. Amen. Come on, everybody say amen. Amen. But the reason the Lord gave me this subject and this message, as I began to think and kind of get myself together for today, I'm afraid that too many people now do not have an appetite for God. And I'm not talking about necessarily folks out there in the streets. I'm talking about right up here in the church. They either have never had one or they have lost it. Are you listening to me today? If the church is going to grow, the members must have an appetite for God. If we want to see a move of God, how many of y'all really want to see a move of God? And I'm not talking about just shouting. I enjoyed the service, and it is right to come in our singing and praising God, to be lively and to shout, to dance. Come on, y'all. But I'm not talking about the shouting and dancing and speaking in tongues as such. But I'm talking about a move of God, where the church can once again see the miracles that we once saw. And that's not to say that he's not working in the miracles right now. But I'm talking about years ago. I'm talking about even some things, and I'm not an old man, but I'm talking about some things that I saw when I was a younger person, teenager, preteen. I'm talking about those days before I was born that I hear of from my parents and my grandmother, who's gone on to be with the Lord, had an opportunity to see the founder of our church, Bishop Mason, many times. And I so vividly remember the time she said they were there in Lexington where the mother church is. They were not blessed to have baptism pools inside like we have. They were baptized at the creek. Anybody know anything about that? And she said they were there. And there was a storm headed their way. Tornado coming there. She said she saw the tornado. And said, Bishop basically simply looked up and said, say that the Lord rebuke you. And that storm took up, went up in the air, and went on about his business. I'm talking about a move of God when you can see miracles, you know, right before you. The time when they used to take the wheelchairs and the crutches and nail them to the wall as a testimony of God's healing in the church service. Somebody say amen. Amen. If you want to see the miracles, we want to see the move of God, then we've got to have an appetite of God. And if you want to see a breakthrough, anybody need a breakthrough today? Amen. Some of y'all have been praying for your spouse to be saved. Some of you have been praying for your children to be saved. You ought to say amen. Amen. You've been praying for other folks in their deliverance. The Lord is saying if you want to see a breakthrough, we got to have an appetite for God. Say amen, somebody. Amen. I look at this thing, appetite. And I hope that you realize that hunger is a good thing. You say, wait a minute, preacher. You mean being hungry is good? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I know that it's not good, naturally speaking, for people to go home. But yet, at the same time, it's a good thing to get home. Because a lack of appetite is always a signal that something is wrong. When you're physically without an appetite, something is wrong either physically or emotionally. Because healthy people, if you're not sick, amen, healthy people get hungry. Because the body needs fuel to operate on. Say amen, somebody. Amen. Come on, everybody, say amen. Amen. Or better yet, lift your hand and say, Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way. Come on and say, Lord, have your way. Lord, have your way. Perhaps the question should be asked, why is it that people are not hungry? Let me bring it closer home and say, why is it that people are not hungry for God? The Lord said in Jeremiah 2 and 13, he said, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and have hewn them out cisterns, broken cisterns, that can hold no water. Now, a cistern is a tank or a container. Say amen. So the Lord said that his people Israel had hewed or shaped out their own container. That means they dug out their own tank, but it was cracked. What good is a cracked tank going to do for you when you need water? Oh yeah. God is saying, I got everything you need. I got the water light that you need. But you rather dig out your own thing you need. But you're trying to work out things for your own. And you're missing out on the benefits of heaven. Oh my God. Somebody say amen again. Amen. Come on and say amen again. Amen. Why is it that people are hungry? One writer said the opposite of hunger is satisfaction. Listen to what I'm saying. He said the opposite of hunger is satisfaction. Being full, complacent, and lukewarm. Some of you, it's not a shouting message dead. Some of you no longer have an appetite of God because you are full of something else. You can't be filled with the Spirit and filled with junk and stuff. Say amen, somebody. Your desire has changed. Your desire has changed. I want to know, is it that you now have a hunger for money? You put all of your energy into the job. And listen, I know you got to work. The Bible says money answers all purposes. So it's right for us to work. The scripture tells, especially men, to work. But in this day and time, ladies are working too, so we can make ends meet. So I understand all of that. But do we put all of our energy into our job and have no time for God? Do we work so hard because we want a pat on the back from the boss? You know, you want a good evaluation? Come Come on, y'all. I'm a retired school teacher, and in some school systems, they rate us from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. And I was kind of upset. I was bring one year when I was working in a different school, so I wasn't in Greenville yet. But I know I was teaching my heart out every day, teaching, and I'm instructing people. And the standard was a 4. So you got to at least make a 4. Don't make a 4. Then they want to call you in and have a talk with you. And they gave me a 3. And you know why they gave me a 3? They gave me a 3 because some paper was on the floor. Because paper, the person told me, you teaching, you did everything, I did everything. I said, you give me a 3 because paper's on the floor. And I tell each class before we leave, pick up the paper and say, but I'm not able all time to see if they have done so. You want me to be in the hall to monitor the traffic in the hall, and I may miss if they didn't pick up the paper. And I was in there teaching, and you're going to give me a 3? I had met everything else, and I was a little sick that day. But I decided that I would keep teaching the children. I made up my mind, if I'm in there, paper on the floor, I'm going to teach. Come on, y'all. I decided I would not exert any more energy trying to keep the paper off the floor. Oh, yeah. You let some things on the job pull you away from what you need to do. Come on, y'all. Y'all say amen. So it's that we won't have these good evaluations. We want to please our boss. But the Lord said, now you want to please the boss. What about me? You want to please the manager, the principal, the superintendent, the president. But what about me? We want more money. Amen. Because we want a better house. We want a better car. And there's nothing wrong with having better. I thank the people, Lord, all be blessed. But do we put all our energy there and lose our appetite for God? Your desire has changed. That's what God is saying. Why do you not have an appetite? Is it because you are seeking a companion? I'm not trying to build it about it. I'm just talking here. Are you seeking a companion and you give it all your time because you think you don't found Mr. Right? You got to keep up with Mr. Right because I don't want nobody else to get it. And I put all of my time there. Or you're seeking the woman of your dream. Come on, y'all. And the appetite is for her that you hoping that you would have her as a spouse. But God said you need an appetite for me first. Because if you have an appetite for me first, and let me be the center of the relationship that will end up in marriage, and let me be the center of your house, things are going to go so much better. Somebody say amen. Somebody say amen. So I want to know, and I can talk about some other things I will. I want to know, what has killed your appetite? Look at your neighbor and ask that question. What has killed your appetite? We used to sing the song. You remember the song, Mother Maxwell? We used to sing the song, oh, Zion, what's the matter now? Hallelujah. Somebody shout hallelujah. You don't pray like you used to. What's the matter now? You don't sing like you used to. What's the matter now? You don't study your Bible like you used to. You don't come to church like you used to. And God is saying, what's the matter now? You see, people with good appetite, y'all still listening to me? People with good appetite will come to Sunday school. Did you come to Sunday school this morning? Don't raise your hand. But did you come to Sunday school? People with a good appetite want more of the word. The Sunday school lesson came out of Genesis chapter 1. I done read that so many times. I read that back when I was a little boy, but I still learned something today. Come on, y'all. Come on, say amen. People with a good appetite will come to Bible study. And Bible study Wednesday night. A lot of y'all know where you were. And we changed got a book, got unusual lesson. Breaking strongholds in the African American family. Talking about all the strongholds that black folk deal with. And some of y'all got strongholds in your house. Some of y'all dealing with strongholds. And then God gives us information to help us. And we won't even grasp the information to do better. People with appetites, good appetite, they come to seminars. They come to revival. We done shortened the revival. Revival used to be 2 weeks. We went to 1 week. 5 nights. We cut it to 4 nights. We got 3 nights. We even shortened the time. Try to put the preacher up there 8 o'clock. Let you go home by 9 o'clock. Still won't come. And the Lord said, the people don't have an appetite. The Lord said, people don't have an appetite. And that's what the Lord told me as pastor. I do all these changes. And if folk don't have an appetite, it still ain't going to work. Ooh, you getting cool in here now. I ain't talking about natural. I said some of y'all still fanning. Say amen, somebody. Won't know what's the matter now. What's wrong? What has happened? You know when you first got saved, you were on fire. You didn't want to miss church. You enjoyed the praise and worship. Thank you, Jesus. You enjoyed Sunday school. You enjoyed reading your Bible. But what's wrong now? Where's your appetite? Say amen, somebody. Some of us have gotten so busy until we don't have time for God. Do you remember when Jesus went into the house of Mary and Martha? What did Mary do? Mary sat at the feet of Jesus to receive a word from him, but Martha, the Bible says, was cumbered about much suffering. That's in Luke 10 and 40. One translation said that Mary was worrying about the big dinner she was preparing, and she thought her sister Mary should be helping her. Because after all, Jesus was in the house. But look at the Bible. The Bible talks about Martha was cumbered about much serving. The word cumbered, when you look a little closer and you begin to look at the Greek word for that, for cumbered, it means to be distracted. I'm going somewhere with that. It means to be distracted, to be over-occupied. It means to be too busy. Martha approached Jesus about the situation. Jesus replied, Martha, Martha, thou art careful. The word careful here means anxious. So Jesus said, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful, and Mary has chosen a good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Thank you, Jesus. Mary had an appetite. She sat at the feet of Jesus to hear his teaching, his instruction, his life-giving word. But Martha was troubled. Martha was worried about how the house looked. Martha worried about if the pork chop was going to be done. Martha worried about how the collard green going to taste. Come on, y'all. Say amen, somebody. Come on and say amen. I want to tell y'all something. I've been repenting lately for the church. I've been coming to noonday prayer. Some of y'all won't come to prayer no more. Noonday prayer. I'm talking about these folks that don't have a job 8 to 5. And I know some of the senior members, you maybe some days you don't feel so good. But the days you feel good, I want you to meet pastor for prayer. Some of you young folk, y'all don't have an excuse at all. You need to come to prayer. Somebody should have said amen. But I've been repenting for the church in the noonday prayer. And other times. And I've been saying, Lord, forgive us for our busyness. Said, Lord, we got too busy. Lord, we got too busy for you. Lord, we got too busy to pray. We've got too busy to come to church. We've got too busy to read our Bibles. I was thinking the other day, I was talking to the Lord, and I said, Lord, I know if my spirit is troubled. I know if I'm having some difficulties, I reflect on the church and the life. I said, I know if my spirit is troubled, you got to be troubled. Oh, Jesus. Somebody say, help, Lord.
Help, Lord.
Come on, say, help, Lord.
Help, Lord.
Have you ever gotten up in the morning, I'm asking this question. Have you ever gotten up in the morning and you was consumed with all the things you needed to do? There have been times when I could not sleep, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, could not go back to sleep because of all the things I needed to do in the course of a day. And then when I did get up, I jumped up and got myself together and really forgot that I had not eaten breakfast. It wasn't a fast day. But I just had forgotten to eat breakfast. Or some days it looked like I just didn't have time to eat breakfast. Busy. It looked like we don't have time to commune with the Lord. We're distracted like Martha. We're overly anxious and troubled like Martha. God said right here in the church got some Marthas, but is in need of some Marys. Ooh. Martha, but we need some Marys. Somebody tell God thank you. I'm going to wrap this up now. Y'all ready to go here. But somebody tell God thank you. Remember what the word of the Lord said in the book of Revelation. Revelation 3:20. The Lord said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he would be. The word sup means supper. I will come in and have supper with him. I will come in and dine with him and commune with him. And the Lord here in this verse, he's not talking to the world, but he's talking to the church. And what the Lord, I see what he's really trying to say. So it seems like the Lord is saying that church members won't open the door. Church members won't let him in. I'm knocking at the door, but you won't let me in. I'm knocking at the door, and you worried about your son who's not saved, but you won't let me in. I'm knocking at the door, and you got financial trouble. Don't know how you're going to make the end meet, but you won't let me in. I'm knocking at the door, and you got trouble on your job. Anybody got the trouble here? You got trouble on your job, and the Lord is saying, you won't let me in. Come on and tell God thank you. Come on and tell him thank you. He want to come in because in his right arm, he's got a sack of groceries with him. sick, and I've been there before with the flu and other viruses, and didn't have an appetite. And the Lord is saying, there's somebody here today, you don't have an appetite because you are sick. You are sin sick. I said you're sin sick, and you're trying to fulfill your need, but you're sin sick. And I got the word of life. Come on and tell God thank you. You got an appetite. You got an appetite for sports. Some of you young folks want to fly like Michael. Some of you young folks want to be like Kobe. Some of you young folks want to be like that other man that just went to the Lakers. I can't think of the name. Come on and shout yeah. Come on and shout yeah. You got an appetite for sports. You got an appetite for fishing. You got an appetite for your car. But God is saying, what about an appetite for me? Come on and shout yeah. Some of y'all got an appetite. An appetite that will lead to sexual immorality. You're looking for contentment in sexual relationships. You think you got it made because that woman is a beautiful person. Come on and shout yeah. She might be light-skinned, or she might be dark-skinned, but you didn't like the way she looked. Come on, y'all. Come on and tell him thank you. The old folk you to say, she got a Coca-Cola bottle shape. Yeah. You think she look good. You got an appetite for that woman, but you don't have an appetite for God. And because you don't have an appetite for God, you're going to live in confusion. You're going to live in strife. You're going to live in malice. You're going to live with unwanted children. Shout yes. Come on and shout yes. Some of y'all got an appetite. An appetite for the streets, but not for God. An appetite for your job, but not for God. An appetite for your house, but not for God. Yes. Come on and shout yeah. But if you would just take, I said you would just taste of him, your life would never be the same. Yeah. I want you to think about when you were sick. If you could just get a little jello, if you could get just a little soup in you, and it stayed on your stomach, after a while, you will feel better. So I'm trying to tell you who are sick, if you could just get a little bit, you will feel better. I know you'll feel better. For the psalmist said, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. I said, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Then he said in another song, I'm sweeter than way was until my taste. Yeah, sweeter than honey to my mouth. He is sweet. He is sweet. If you think a big thing is good, I dare you try Jesus. If you think the ribeye steak, oh my goodness, you go to the restaurant and smell the cooking the steak. And I like mine well done. I like it for the burn on the edge. Come on and shout yeah. Ain't nothing like a good steak with a good baked potato and a salad to eat and ice cheese with it. If you think that's good, Jesus is saying, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. I'm down in a ribeye steak. I'm down in fried chicken. I'm down in the dinner. You can get it at a 4 or 5 this church have lost our appetite. And some of us are sick. And we need to taste of His goodness. I'm closing. Let me talk to you a minute. Have you ever thought about the fact that one day you got to get out of this place? This life that you know of is going to end one day. We don't like to talk about death. We don't like to think about it. But it's going to happen. And you don't necessarily know how it's going to happen. Hallelujah. Lord, I thank you. My young folk, listen to me. Young people, y'all listen. Stop talking. Listen to me. Listen to me. Before I could get up yesterday and get myself together, Brother Williams called me. And he was so upset, crying, because his niece about through his wife, got killed yesterday morning. 18 years old, just graduated from high school. The report is that she hit the side of 18 wheeler, lost control, and ran into a pole. He was so broken up, he scared me, because he was trying to tell me it was Vanessa's niece, and I thought he was telling me Vanessa had gotten killed. One of the daughters. And I'm trying to get him to come down, trying to hear what he's saying. And he finally got it out. Of course, my heart was broken. I don't know the young lady, but it did bother me. I prayed for them, prayed for the family. Sister Riley and I, we went back to check on Elder Sister Williams. Had prayed with them. But my thing is this: you don't know where death is, and you, especially my young folks, you think you're just invincible. I'm going to live. I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get married, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You think I'm going to have all this fun while I'm in college, and I'm a young adult. I'm just going to enjoy it because I'm young. But you don't know where death is. You need an appetite for God. Because you can be young and saved. Young and saved, full of energy, full of life. You can enjoy life as a saved young person. And on your way to heaven, when your time is up, because we don't know, y'all. I've been thinking more and more about heaven, y'all. Sometimes I imagine I was right. You know, the church is right. You know, this is the way. But the devil has deceived you into thinking you got so much time. But you ought to ask God to help me. Lord, I'm in trouble. Help me. Lord, help me to start thinking about you. Lord, I need an appetite. Somebody say amen. I want to have everybody come to the altar in a minute. That's what God gave to me. And we're not going to keep it on watching the clock. Some of you would testify to me and say, it's almost like something has suppressed your appetite. And there are things that can cause you to lose your appetite physically. Something suppress your appetite. Because I want you to look at your own self. I want you to look at your own self. Am I really doing what I need to do? Am I really coming to church as I should? Am I taking time to really pray? And see, I've been talking to the Lord the last 2 or 3. Lord, what's wrong? Hey, y'all hear what I'm saying? I got to stop talking. I'm stopping. But I've been saying, Lord, what's wrong? Lord, we need to see the miracle. We need to see. Sometimes we've been praying for people to be delivered. Lord, we need to see this. Hallelujah. And Lord, just keep impressing me about prayer, seeking Him, taking time with Him, talking to Him, fasting. I talk to the Lord. Lord say, you know what I say? And then the Lord say, the people don't have an appetite. Lord, we need an appetite. Stand with me tonight. Stand with me.